Good morning. Hey, right now we're going to walk through a few things. Found some interesting oversights as we were looking at our stuff, and this whole distance learning thing, it's so much fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some videos. One of the first one here we're going to use for everybody is some SketchUps. So we're using Trimble's SketchUp. Just type in sketchup.com. You'll get to their website, and the first thing I want, this was software developed by Google, and then Trimble was partnered with them, and they took it over, and it's beautiful software. It's all about imagination. It's all about your thinking. It's all about what you can think you can do. So we're going to show you how to do it. And one of the things I'd say is if you're mechanically minded, but you don't want to spend money on software, get their free version. You'll set it up. I've linked this to my Gmail account, my school one. So I just literally click on the login right there, and it pops up, and I link it to my Gmail. And I have access to my stuff. So what I do is I come in here and say, okay, well, let's start designing. So if I pull this down, products, SketchUp for the web, that's where I'm going to go. Okay. So once I'm in there, it brings me to this page. And like I said, you can draw darn near anything. So it's got some instruction stuff here, basic drawing tools, web drawing tools, free SketchUp, advanced SketchUp. You got more tools in the advanced and the pro version always. But I'm just going to hit the start modeling. And it's going to attach this, like I said, right to my account. It's taking a moment. Some of this stuff is bulky. Now, I will tell you right up front, you do have to agree to the policy, okay, before I start. And if I go here, open, I can look in their content right here. So there's SketchUp right there. And I already have an architectural folder here that's got some sample stuff in it. Now, if I go back to SketchUp and I go here and I want to add a folder, and I call this and say CAD Mechanical, create. So I'm going to go into that folder, and I want to work from here. So I'm going to say add a model. Oop, I have to create a model first, don't I? Well, let's go back here. I had open, didn't I? Let's go back to home, and let's start modeling. Okay, now modeling here, you got a couple things. You got a floating palette. This is the title of your workpiece. This is if it's saved or not. This is your view tool, zoom in and out. These are your drawing tools, etc., access tools. These over here are some of your menu options. We'll get to those as we get going. This is your workspace. So instead of an X, Y, Z axis, we have a red axis, a green axis, and a blue axis. Blue is vertical, green is longitudinal in and out of the page, and red is lateral. Okay, now these tools you can see down here on my screen, those are actually from my recording device. Don't worry about them. They just are there right now. Okay, now you can enter exact measurements over here when you get going. There's always this person here, and the model changes with the rendition. But let's talk about basic navigation first. Okay, your mouse. If I just click, it doesn't do anything unless I've got a tool active. If I right click, it opens up the menu right here. Okay, so I can trim, cut, but there's nothing here to do right now. So I'm going to click off it. Now, mouse wheel. If I roll my mouse wheel in, like push it forward, I zoom in. If I roll my mouse wheel back, it zooms out. Now, there's also panning. Well, if I push my mouse wheel down, because it is a button, I can rotate. Okay. Now, notice the person, they always stay looking at you no matter which way you go. But if I hold my control key down and push, or shift key down, I always do that wrong. I just don't even look. But if I push my shift key down and drag, I can pan around. So when I want to design, I can design pretty much anything I want. First off, I usually get rid of the person. It just bothers me. You can keep them if you want, whatever. This is your horizon, this is your drawing plane. A lot of architects and designers use this to get ideas out and to talk to clients and work, and it's really, really easy. Let's start with your drawing tools. Okay, this is an eraser, big surprise. This is a paint bucket, big surprise. Now notice the little arrow here, it's a flyout arrow. So there's multiple options. You can actually use the dipper or the dropper to pick up a material, okay? There's also your pen tool right here. Now there's the line tool and the freehand tool. Freehand tool I almost never use, I'll tell you right up front. Down here you've got multiple arc forms, and you can make circles and stuff. This is your rectangles and shape forms. This one is my push-pull tool, as well as my follow me and my offset. So push-pull, literally you push and pull. We'll show you that in just a second. And then we've got your combine. You can actually merge things together. This is your selection tools. Talk about that. There's a measuring tool right here, as well as some other tools. You can actually apply dimensions, do sections, things like that. Put callouts and labels on. You can create a walkthrough right here, camera locations, eye views, etc. This is your orbiting tool, but I already accessed that with my mouse wheel. So let's start here with the obvious. So one of those first things I'd be doing, I'm going to draw this really big. You'll find out is we do some shapes in basic mechanical. So I'm going to draw out one of those shapes. One of the first things you do is shape something like this. So got to get on that green axis. All right. There he is, green axis. I just rotate it up. And I'm just going to eyeball this a little bit. Red axis up to here. Let's get back on that green to there. Now, if I hold my shift key down, or excuse me, yeah, my shift key down, as I'm dragging a line, notice where my pen is as to where my line is. I can tell them to line up. And then I just have to go like this, and I can straighten that part. Now, push-pull. You know, rotate this back. Push-pull works like this. I get the push-pull tool. I click on the object, see how it gets all dotty, and I click and I drag. That's it. That's all it takes. Any surface that is a surface, I can click and drag. So I can make this shape. I can sit here and reform it if I want, as I want. Okay, now down here you'll notice there's numbers. Okay, as I drag, that number is going to change. Okay, so as I'm working, I can do that really easy. Now let's do something else. I want to put a block up here and another one right here. Both of them are locked to the green. So one of those first shapes we draw in mechanical is this guy. This should start looking familiar to everybody. Hey, now notice, are these the same height? Well, if I go to the front view, they're pretty close, but how do I make them exact? If I click and drag, just like I did with the pen tool, and I hold my shift key down, I can tell it to constrain so that surface and that surface are the same height. Okay, let's do that again. Only this time I'm going to use a slightly different tool. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to get my circular tool, 2-point arc. Where is he hiding? There he is. There's my circle. So notice how he's blue. That means he's drawing on that face. Okay, that blue face, so he's facing up and down. I'm going to click right here, draw a circle out, just drag him out a little bit, and zoom in so I can get a better feel. About right there. And I'm going to do another one right here. Now, I want to make holes in this. Well, how do I make holes? Push, pull. Grab this guy, drag him down to there. Grab this guy, drag him down. Now, I can rotate. See, he's coming through the bottom right there. I can push my mouse wheel down and rotate up so I can see what I'm doing and tell it to come to this surface. And then I guarantee you that point. Okay, so that's all we're really worried about with this. Now, that's all push-pull time. Okay, so this is your interface. This is basically what we're going to be doing. Now, it doesn't assign any materials. If you want to, you can assign colors over here. Just click a color, boom, put it on the surface, and it paints that surface. If I want to be really obnoxious, I can pull this guy up right here. There's a lot of colors here. That says Helen's skin. Apparently that person's name was Helen. I'm going to go down here. I just want colors. I want colors right there. And I want to put red on, say, all my vertically facing surfaces. And I want to put this, let's pick something different. There's a green. There's a good green right there. It's vibrant. On all my front surfaces. And I want to put, say, like this blue right here on all my surfaces facing that way. So I literally generate a view of this so I can look at and get everything sorted out right now. Over here, components and views and materials. Materials is what I'm in right now. Okay. Components lets me bring in components from the warehouse. They literally have a warehouse. You can go import anything. Like I can literally click in here and go like, let's just do Star Wars. Oh, I got my cap locks on apparently. Yeah, I can find an X-Wing. I can find a Death Star. That's going to be really big. But I can bring anything in up from over here that I want, and I can just pluck them right out. Okay, I'm going to close that right there for a moment. Other things are over here. Your styles. You can change your viewing style. There's your styles down here. So, color set. Like I can change my color setup to be like this color. Ooh. All right, I'm going to undo that because I like the default one much better than that one. All right. Uh-oh, I've lost my undo. Control Z. Well, that's going to be awkward. Default style. There we go. Let's go back to, was it this one I was on? Ha, yes it was. Okay, good. You can do photo modeling in here. You can do sketchy edges. I like sketchy edges sometimes. They make when I'm doing something like architecturally, this looks really good sometimes. But there's different choices you can make there. There's also different camera angles and views. You can turn shadows on and off. Okay. You can hide pieces. You can turn a fog on and off, axes on and off. You know, you can hide the geometry of things, hidden objects. You can tell it to show them. There's lots of possibilities here. So anyway, as I'm working through this, these are the things you're going to want to watch for. But we'll get back to that later. Thanks for your time. I'll post some more stuff on how to do the follow me tool and things in a bit. Oh, I probably should show you how to save before I go though. Hit save and then go to SketchUp, and then I will go to mechanical, and just like normal, I'll put the file name in here, and this is called widget 1. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put widget 01 just so it orders them correctly when I get there. Thanks.